Saturation of electromagnetic waves. Hello, invisible friends. I am a logo and I wish to share with you the effects of electromagnetic waves on the human body. Electromagnetic waves are oscillating disturbances of electric and magnetic fields that propagate through space, propagate in material media and in a vacuum, repeating oscillations at time intervals. They range from ultra-low frequency emission to gamma rays to visible light. Nowadays, not living in a constant bombardment of electromagnetic waves is a chimera. At the very least, we should know what it is and what dangers it entails. The safe distance to live near pylons can vary depending on your sensitivity or health. Some experts suggest that the safe distance from power lines should be at least 700 feet, approximately 213 meters, 0.34. One study found that children who lived within 200 meters of power lines had a 69% higher risk of leukemia. On the other hand, those who were at least 600 meters away only had a 23% risk. Another view suggests that a minimum safety distance could be 1/4 of a mile, about 402 meters. Now imagine that the person is sick. What would you recommend if they were a member of your family? Now let's think about all telecom transmission towers. They are usually microwaves. Our cities are riddled with them, even inside subway stations. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission, FCC, states that the power density of a cellular transmitter or PCS decreases rapidly as the distance from the antenna increases. According to the FCC, to be exposed to RF levels close to FCC guidelines, an individual would have to remain in the main beam of transmission and within a few feet of the antenna for several minutes or more. One study suggests that microwave exposure levels should be no higher than 0.02 volts per meter for the sum total, which equates to a power density of 0.0001 microwatt or 1 microwatt per square meter. It's a microwatt. 1 microwatt per square meter. It is a unit of measurement used to measure power density, ergo, the amount of energy flowing through a specific area in a given time. In the context of electromagnetic radiation, such as radio waves, 1 microwatt per square meter is a very small measurement. To put it in perspective, 1 watt per square meter is equal to 1 million microwatt per square meter. Therefore, 1 microwatt per square meter is 1 millionth of a watt per square meter. This unit is often used in measurements of electromagnetic fields, such as those emitted by electronic devices and power lines. It is important to note that safe levels of exposure to electromagnetic radiation can vary depending on the frequency and duration of exposure. The power of microwaves emitted by a cell phone can vary depending on the model and technology used. However, in general, cell phones emit very low power in the microwave range, typically in the range of 0.1 to 2 watts at a non-ionizing frequency. It is important to mention that regulatory bodies, such as the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, in the United States, set strict limits on the amount of radio frequency, RF, energy a cell phone can emit to ensure user safety. For more accurate information, I would recommend that you check the technical specifications of the specific cell phone model you are interested in. To convert from watts per square meter to microwatts per square meter, you need to know that 1 watt per square meter is equal to 1 million microwatt per square meter. So, to convert 2 watt per square meter to microwatt per square meter, you multiply 2 by 1 million. The conversion would be 2 watt per square meter by 1 million equals 2 million microwatt per square meter. So, 2 watt per square meter equals 2 million microwatt per square meter. It's quite a salad in that, without thinking, the most powerful emission every day of the Wi-Fi in home or office, even if it seems crazy, is like cooking over a very low heat. In short, there are people more sensitive than others. Will being less irradiated by electromagnetism help our health a little? I think that if this is the case, someone who is sick should not have disruptors in their body for the healing processes. Imagine a small noise made by a machine. The body can resist it without a problem, right? What if everywhere we walk there is noise and we can't stop hearing it? I think that the body, by adaptation, tries to eliminate the sensation. What it can't do is eliminate it in reality. And that causes a small or large stress, but it's a fact that happens. What the studies don't say is the sum of all the electromagnetic waves. Imagine that you are in an office and everyone is talking on their phones. Each one emits a microwave power of 1 watt per square meter to the antenna and vice versa. Do you think there isn't a sum of all these electromagnetic waves? People don't understand or visualize that our body works bioelectrically and everything in the organism is connected. The most harmful thing about transmission antennas is being in the path or being inside the emission cone. In fact, being under an antenna would be the point of least incidence since the dispersion of the cone does not affect that area so much, and at the same time it is located at the farthest point from the other antennas. Unless you are standing at the output of the transmitter, which should not happen unless it is the telecommunications technician who is calibrating the antenna addressing. The worst point to be with respect to microwave transmission repeaters would be at the midpoint between 2 or more antennas and at the same time being at the height of the maximum emission point of the electromagnetic beam. In case of illness, I think it might be helpful to be less irradiated. At what level? I don't know, I have no idea, but a 1% improvement in a health situation adds up, and that's the idea. Improving the condition step by step. The rest of the fight is on our side. It is said that the frequencies dangerous to health are the ionizing ones. Microwaves are not part of them. The ironic thing is that you do not mention that the power and the energy incidence over time causes damage as well. It's not just X-rays and gamma rays that cause heat stroke and skin burns. The oscillation of water molecules by microwave ovens makes it boil. That is a well-known fact. It is not known how much energy is healthy or not for each individual, but if it is known that energy is not destroyed, it is transformed and also added if it comes from different emitters. Our cells don't need to boil to resonate with those waves, and we know that physically resonance causes fatigue in materials. It's just a matter of how much exposure and time of it. Our cells are no exception, as we are in a world where the laws of physics apply to everything and everyone. A general makes the most of all his resources with strategy and tries to eliminate the enemy's resources as soon as possible so that he surrenders or is defeated as quickly as possible. It is your decision to take the steps to move forward. If you like the video and want to help spread the word, remember to click on the bell and subscribe to receive more information like this. Remember that step by step we can improve. The worst thing is to do nothing. Invisible friends, we see ourselves in the mirror,